This child reported 6 pounds. He didn't look anything like my other son.
That's a lie. My son was
never
5
been sick.
weeks
We don't have
premature and
any of these
7'5".
sicknesses in my family going back centuries.
You're an irresponsible man who needs to man up and take care of your child. And we're gonna prove today that you are the father of Ralph.
But first thing, you gotta make sure this is my child.
I'm for sure.
What you mean?
Imagine walking into paternity court after hooking up again just a week and a half ago. Yup, Ms. Fisher says Mr. Stewart is the father of baby Kalia, and she needs answers fast because her daughter's health is on the line. Mr. Stewart? He's ready with doubts and receipts, stakes, tension, and a fresh mess. Let's roll the tape.
Ms. Fisher, you're here to prove that Mr. Stewart is your daughter Kalia's biological father.
Yes, Sean.
You state that your daughter has a serious medical condition, and it is imperative that you know the father's medical history. Is that correct?
Yes, Sean.
Ms. Fisher lays it out. She believes Mr. Stewart is the father because they were actively intimate during the conception window. It's not romance, it's reality. Just a sexual relationship, they both admit. But I mean, look at her face. She's determined and tired of the guessing game. Drama overload already.
You brought this action, so you're here to prove that Mr. Stewart is your child's biological father.
Yes, Sean.
Why do you believe he is the biological father?
Because at the time my baby was conceived, that's who I was having sexual relations with.
Take me back. What's the nature of this relationship?
It was just a sexual relationship, Your Honor.
Okay, so that's enough to make a baby. Did you use protection?
The first few times, yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Here's the kicker. Within a week of them messing around, she shows him a positive pregnancy test, and he immediately says, "It ain't mine." That's not exactly the fairy tale reaction. You could cut the tension with a knife. I mean, just look at his reaction.
It's not the reaction you look for when you tell a man you're pregnant.
I don't know.
So he says, "It's not mine," and then what do you say?
I just really roll with it, Your Honor, because I mean, at the end of the day, I got 2 other kids. I don't have time to be begging no man to step up and be a man.
After this is over, did the relationship continue?
Yes, he was just at my house like a week and a half ago.
The timeline gets messier. They lost touch for months, reconnected when the baby arrived, and still kept seeing each other, like literally a week and a half ago, unprotected. Sir, if doubt is your middle name, that's not the way to spell it. Talk about messy.
Then we start back talking, you know what I'm saying, like when she had the baby or whatever, and now she talking about I'm her baby's dad. You know, this is the first time I never really heard of it. She ain't tell me nothing like that.
Were you around during the pregnancy?
No.
Did you go to doctor's appointment?
No, Your Honor. I was under the impression that it wasn't my child.
Then the courtroom tilts. Mr. Stewart says there's another potential father, Mr. Kern. And wait, Ms. Fisher gave the baby another man's last name. Everyone's eyebrows hit the ceiling at the same time. Can anyone else feel the tension rising here?
Another man as the biological father?
Yes, Your Honor.
Which man is this?
Mr. Kern.
Mr. Kern?
Yes, Your Honor.
He's in court today, but the second part of your statement was there's another man's name on the birth certificate. Is this true, Ms. Fisher?
His name is not on the birth certificate, but my daughter does have his last name.
Ms. Fisher says the last name situation was his choice, not proof of paternity. Mr. Stewart counters he's been dragged as a deadbeat while she assigns a different last name. That confusion fuels his doubt, and honestly, it's hard not to see why. Things got rocky quickly.
She had another man that was a potential father.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you believe that you are just a part of this equation, but because you have no definitive answer, you believe she should not be running around town talking about you, basically.
Exactly, Your Honor.
And putting your name in it. Okay. So, Ms. Fisher, Mr. Kern, who we're going to hear from in a second, let's talk about your relationship with him.
Enter Mr. Kern. Jerome escorts him in like, here we go. Mr. Kern calmly admits he could be the father. He and Ms. Fisher were intimate during the conception window. No hedging, no ducking, just straight up, yes, it's possible. Cue the drum roll.
Jerome, would you please escort Mr. Kern into the courtroom? Hello, sir. Mr. Kern, thank you so much for joining us today. You know we're here talking about the paternity issue as it relates to baby Kalia. And it has been brought to this court's attention that you also were having a sexual relationship with Ms. Fisher.
And then, plot twist history. They've been here before. Mr. Kern once believed he fathered Ms. Fisher's older child, cared for the baby, and later learned he wasn't the dad. His voice cracks. That hurt is fresh. I mean, just look at that reaction. Heartbreaking stuff.
I'm denying because Miss Fisher, she always been lying to me, you know what I'm saying? Because we already done went through this one time with an older child.
What do you mean?
We started inboxing each other on Facebook.
It always starts with Facebook, don't it, Jerome?
Yeah, we started inboxing each other, you know what I'm saying? Then we got real cornered, you know. we decided we wanted to do something, you know what I'm saying?
So you started to have a sexual relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge Lake scolds everyone for head shaking because truthfully, all three played a part. Mr. Kern admits he thought Kalia might be his too. They weren't in a relationship. It was, let's just say, song-inspired. Judge, don't listen to that song again. I cackled.
Like I say,
Don't y'all shake your head, because you in it too. You still sleeping with her. You can make another paternity issue right now. You was just with her a week ago, and you was with her for this baby and had the paternity issue on the last child. None of you all should be shaking your head. You're all in it. You all guilty. So, Mr. Kern, you taking care of this baby. You think this baby's yours.
yes, ma'am.
Now the stakes explode. Baby Kalia is 2 months old and may have a hole in her heart. Surgery could be on the table if it doesn't close. The room goes still. This isn't just who's the daddy. They need family medical history for real urgent reasons.
Now, Kalia is 2 months old, and Ms. Fisher, you say she has a medical issue that is important. It's imperative that you find out who her biological father is so that you can understand this issue more.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain.
The doctor says she has a hole right in the middle of her heart, and she has too much blood going to her lungs. And so in 2 months, they might have to do surgery if the hole doesn't close.
A medical expert steps up and explains the heart anatomy and risks. Holes between chambers can overstress the heart and increase infection risk. It's clinical, but chilling. You can see Ms. Fisher's face fall as the reality sets in. This is serious.
Questions about this medical issue. Mr. Kern, you're excused. You can stand over at the defendant's podium, please. Jerome, could you please escort our medical expert into the courtroom?
Certainly.
Dr. Brown Parks.
Stand.
Thank you for joining us today. We are here discussing not just a paternity issue relating to beautiful baby Kalia, but her mom, Ms. Fisher, has explained to this court that she also is faced with a very serious medical challenge.
We learn more. Outcomes hinge on details, toxins, genetics, and having a complete family history matters. Judge Lake notices Mr. Stewart's eyes welling up at Kalia's photo. That moment says it all. Even he looks shaken by the medical stakes. Drama at its finest, folks.
Part, but you also have a top and a bottom. The top being the atria, the two holding chambers, and the bottom being the ventricles. So you can have a hole in between the two atrias or in between the two ventricles. Every time that heart contracts, the lub and the dub, you are pushing blood from the oxygenated side back to the deoxygenated side, so the bad blood.
Judge Lake turns up the accountability meter. This isn't a game. She lays it out to Miss Fisher. Irresponsibility has consequences, especially when a baby's health is involved. The room sobers. Everyone braces. Jerome, envelope please. Cue the drum roll.
There's lots of factors that come into play. There's toxins that can be exposed, the child can be exposed to in utero. There's familial issues, but more it's important to know who the father is so that we can get a complete family medical history. And, you know, fast forward 16 years and this little girl wants to run track or play basketball.
DNA results. Part 1. In the case of Fisher versus Stewart regarding 2-month-old Kalia, ready for the shock of your life? Well, here it comes.
In the case of Fisher versus Stewart, when it comes to 2-month-old Kalia, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Kern, you are not the father.
That came as a shock to you, right? Wait till you see what happens next when the second DNA result is said. Hook and Piopple.
The case of Fisher versus Stewart, when it comes to 2-month-old Kalia, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Stewart, you are not the father.
Oh.
Don't clown, don't clown. Don't you dare clown in here. Miss Fisher, there's something going on.
You know it's serious when a man hires a watchdog to spy on his girlfriend. Mr. Mason walks in convinced Ms. Malone had men coming in and out while he worked, and now he doubts he's the father of 1-year-old Avery. Ms. Malone admits cheating but swears Mason is still the dad. Stakes? Their home, their relationship, and this baby's future. All right, let's roll. Drama overload already.
Mr. Mason, you say today will determine the future of your relationship with the defendant, Ms. Malone. You say you lost all trust when you set up a watchdog to keep tabs on Ms. Malone and discovered that she had men coming in and out of the house while you were at work. And now you believe 1-year-old Avery is not your daughter. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right away, Judge Lake resets the tone and asks for the relationship origin story. Mason says they met online, dated like normal, until it wasn't. The moment she says things got wishy-washy, his face tightens. I mean, just look at that reaction. You can feel the trust evaporating from across the courtroom. Things got rocky quickly, and now we're all strapped in.
Take me back. I want to understand the nature of this relationship.
Okay, when me and Miss Malone actually first met, we met on a website. I took her out on a date. We went to somewhere to eat.
So this started out as a regular courtship.
Yes,
You
Your
went
Honor.
on a date.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Malone, you had a great relationship in the beginning.
Yes, ma'am.
And then somewhere along the line, it started getting a little wishy-washy?
Yes, Your Honor.
Here comes the "we were on a break" debate. Ms. Malone insists there was space. Mason says absolutely not. You could cut the tension with a knife. If you've ever argued break versus not, you know this vibe. Icy, defensive, and very loud without shouting. Judge Lake's eyebrow basically asks, so which is it? Talk about messy.
We wasn't on a break at all. We wasn't on a break.
Were you
For
all
my knowledge,
committed?
we was in a relationship
Your Honor,
still.
yeah, we've been on and off for 3 years now. Right now, we're off.
Are you living together?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're off, but you live together.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's been like that.
How's that work?
It's real awkward, but I'm there for the kids and because I still love Miss Malone.
Malone explains the infamous alley pickups. She was coaching a local cheer squad. A guy friend drove her to a game. Totally innocent, she says, but even Judge Lake points out the optics. Alley pickups plus admitted cheating? Yeah, suspicion writes itself. Mason's side-eye right here is priceless. I mean, just look at his face.
And a guy had came to pick me up to take me to our game that we had that day. It was no relations, it was, we were strictly friends, and that was it.
So can you see why he maybe was suspicious about you getting picked up in the alley if you also admitted you were sleeping with other people, or?
Yes, sure.
I mean, it's already confusing because he said he wasn't on break, but you said you were.
Enter the Watchdog. Mason had a neighbor watching the front door. That's a whole surveillance program, folks. Malone says the man at the door that day was her father. Receipts include Dad confirming it. Judge Lake presses, were there other men? The room stiffens. Everyone leans in like we're about to get a roll call. Cue the drum roll.
Did your watchdog say that there were any other men, Mr. Mason?
Yes, Your Honor.
Really?
There were multiple.
Did he give descriptions
And-
of all of them?
No, Your Honor,
Yes,
it was
Your
not.
Honor. Yes,
No, it
Your Honor,
wasn't.
he actually did.
No,
Yes,
it
Your Honor,
wasn't.
he actually did.
When I cheated on Mr. Mason, we was having problems in our relationship. Because the simple fact he was not showing me any attention, he just wasn't being a man that I expected him to be.
Boom. Mason says there were multiple. Malone fires back. Then Judge Lake zeroes in on the only question that matters, the conception window. Did the cheating fall inside it? Malone admits yes, and they didn't use protection. And she was also intimate with Mason during the same window. Folks, that's the exact recipe for paternity court chaos. Drama at its finest.
When it comes to the window of conception, that's what's relevant as it relates to the paternity. So when you cheated, when you were out with this other person, was that during the window of conception?
Yes, Your Honor, it was.
It was.
Yeah.
All right. Now, when you were cheating, did you all use protection?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. When you cheated, did you also have an intimate relationship with Mr. Mason during the same window of conception?
Yes, Your Honor, multiple times.
Mason hesitates when asked if she told him it could be someone else's child. He claims he woke up out of his sleep to find out about another man. The man looks wounded, the room is tight, and you can feel anger simmering. Can anyone else feel the tension rising here? This is where the trust train left the station.
When you found out you were pregnant, did you tell the other guy it could possibly be his child as well?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
When you told Mr. Mason you were pregnant, did you also say to him, and you know because I cheated, it could possibly be the other guy's child as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
So she did tell you that, Mr. Mason?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why'd you hesitate?
But I had to find out about the other guy from waking up out of my sleep.
Then Mason admits he publicly announced she was pregnant at a get-together, with a not-so-subtle jab that the baby might not be his. Oof. Malone calls foul on the whole scene. It's awkward, it's raw, and it's messy. The audience is doing silent math with their eyes. This relationship's timeline, a plot twist every 10 seconds.
She said she didn't want me to find out like this, and that I was awake and I overheard everything.
Your Honor, that is not true. However, I told him as soon as I found out I was pregnant with her. He had so much anger, he decides to announce it with a room full of our friends and my mom.
Your Honor, I had anger for the simple fact that I was working all these hours trying to provide for my family.
Now the Facebook evidence lands. Malone shows posts with photos, Avery versus another child, Kason, and implies Mason couldn't tell them apart, which is why she thinks he's Avery's father. The gallery collectively leans forward. This is the "she brought receipts" moment. But are they convincing? Judge Lake's face says, I'm not sold.
Have a Facebook post on us talking back and forth about our oldest child and my youngest. If I could go up there and
Oh, absolutely. Please explain what's going on here.
Okay, this is, however, our daughter Avery. This is me, LaQuisha Malone. Do you know who this is? Me again. Do you know this is Avery? Mr. Mason, it's not me. Yes, it is. You can't tell me that's not Avery.
Mason isn't buying any resemblance talk. He points out different cheeks, different noses, nothing alike. Judge Lake notes one image is a 3D ultrasound, not exactly apples to apples. The resemblance debate is going nowhere fast. This is peak petty in 3D. Human faces, camera angles, and a whole lot of conviction. Drama overload.
Your doubts subside?
No, Your Honor. Kason doesn't have chubby cheeks. The nose is totally different. They look nothing alike.
To me, they look
Nothing at all.
Well, one baby's in the womb and one isn't.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
It was a 3D.
That's what she's
ultrasound.
comparing to, a 3D ultrasound picture versus a real picture, Your Honor. At first, it was two guys that popped up at our doorstep saying they were Avery's father.
Then Malone's mother takes the stand and flatly says she does not believe Mason is the father because they were on a break. Ouch. If tension had a temperature, this would melt the bench. Judge Lake listens calmly, but the subtext is loud. Even family history isn't helping clear the fog here.
Children could look alike because they share the same mother. Miss Malone, your mother is actually here, and I'd like to bring her into the courtroom. Jerome, will you please escort Ms. Malone's mother in? Hello, ma'am, please be seated. I have to ask you, do you believe Mr. Mason is your granddaughter's biological father?
No, I do not, because they were on a break when she was conceived, and I knew that my child was seeing someone else because they were on a break.
We veer into who showed up at the hospital, and then, boom, another curve. Court papers. Malone is pregnant again. Mason says he found proof of doubt in her phone. Malone admits she was with another guy after they broke up. You could hear a pin drop. 2 paternity questions in one courtroom. Talk about a double feature.
You don't seem like you're a fan of Mr. Mason.
No, I'm not.
But your daughter maintains and has testified that she truly believes he is.
She loves the man, so of course she wants all her children to be by the same person. I understand that. And for her sake, I hope that she is his, for her sake. But as far as him, no.
Is it because you don't like him, or is it because you just truly don't believe he is?
I truly don't believe that he is.
They lay out the unborn child timeline. Malone was dating someone else, then also with Mason. Both sides look exhausted, like a season finale before the finale. Judge Lake gets the lab results ready, and my heart is pounding like a drum. This is the apex of messy. Everyone brace yourselves.
I'm 6 months, Your Honor.
Is there a question as to the paternity of this child as well?
Yes, Your Honor. He doesn't think that the unborn is his.
I did it first until I found proof of doubt in Miss Malone's phone.
Here it is, the first envelope, Avery's test. Judge Lake announces.
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
He has no interest. I think we need to move on to the unborn child. Now, in order for us to determine paternity, a prenatal DNA test was performed. A blood sample was drawn from the mother, and fetal DNA was isolated from the sample. Genetic analysis was performed, and a probability of paternity was generated.
And now, the second envelope for the unborn child. Judge Lake reads,
Jamison, you are the father. Well, this is a mess. You have to at least be committed to co-parenting and learning how to raise the children you do have together well, and learning how to be committed to leaving each other alone.
Imagine pulling up to paternity court with a whole suitcase of drama, because that's exactly what Ms. Smith did. Mr. Benjamin Jamison swears he's not the father of 2 little boys, Malachi and Michael, and he wants his name off the paperwork. Judge Lauren's ready, Jerome's posted up, and the room is tense before we even blink. Okay, deep breath. Let's roll the first clip.
Mr. Jamison, you've petitioned the court for a DNA test because you are certain you are not the father of the defendant's 2 sons, Malachi and Michael. You say you made a mistake signing one of the birth certificates and need today's paternity results to get your name off of it. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Jamison explains how fast things moved. He moved in 2 weeks after meeting her, then got kicked out a month later so she could see her ex. Ooh, you could cut the awkward with a knife. He's calmly telling it, but the subtext is pure chaos. I moved in, then she kicked me out.
You are not the father.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm not the father.
Explain.
All right, so I'm take you to the beginning. I moved in with her probably like 2 weeks after knowing her, and then she kicked me out. She kicked me out. You know, she said she wanted to mess with her ex. She ain't know where she wanted to go right now.
So you moved, you met, and you all were just having a relationship.
Right.
And then the phone receipts enter the chat. He finds messages about the ex, plus a bombshell. She had sex with him on his birthday. Ms. Smith's face? Ma'am, that micro flinch says everything. Judge Lauren zeroes in. Is this the same ex? Yup, same example.
I did, but then I ended up back with him. I told him I didn't want to go to my exes. I was done with it, and I went
she knew what
right
was
back
right for
with
her,
him.
Your Honor.
So you asked him to come back on home.
Yeah.
You
was just
came.
an act, Your Honor.
Hold on, I'm getting to that part. Who were you with before you asked him to come back?
2 dudes, Your Honor. She was with 2 dudes, you know.
How'd you find that out?
But wait, there's more. A neighborhood guy and a third guy? Mr. Jamison says the phone told the whole story. He's half laughing, half hurting, and Judge Lauren warns him, be careful what you go looking for. Sir, he found a trilogy.
And this is the same ex?
This is the same ex, yeah.
So, Miss Smith, you got caught now, and what happened?
We argued about it, then he would go, he would leave, and then eventually he'll come right back.
Mr. Jamison?
Yes, ma'am.
You said there were 2 men she cheated with?
Yes, there was a guy in the neighborhood. Cause I was always asking her around the dudes that she bring me around.
Ms. Smith isn't denying much, which only fuels his doubt. He's clearly disgusted and exhausted, and honestly, same. The tension ricochets around the courtroom. You can feel Judge Lauren mentally circling the calendar already.
A third guy?
Yeah, there's a third guy.
Who told you this?
I found it in the phone. The phone. The phone
You
phone
can't
tells
stay
it.
out that phone,
Nah,
can
I couldn't. And you know, the saddest thing was I really wasn't trying to say things because I'm going snooping for things. So I can't really be too mad, you know, but I'm mad.
Here's where it gets messy with items, emotions, and a birth certificate. Mr. Jamison opens up. He'd never been this vulnerable before, then admits he signed Malachi's birth certificate despite doubts. That's a heavy signature, folks.
Actually, being able to be vulnerable and open up and be in a relationship, that's strong. But Miss Smith, you do have to understand his doubt. I mean, let's be honest. This is a lot.
And then I signed the birth certificate. I signed the birth certificate even though I had doubts.
So you went and signed the birth certificate for which child?
For Malachi.
So what happened after Malachi? Break up, make up, repeat? Until Michael. Ms. Smith says she wasn't intimate with others then. Mr. Jamison counters with allegations of explicit pics. Their voices say, we can fix this. Their receipts say, we cannot.
That means financially, physically, all that, Benjamin.
I've been there too. I bought diapers, bought clothes,
How many
toys.
times? How many
it's not
times?
about how many times. I do it when they need it.
So Miss Smith, what happened to the relationship after Malachi was born?
It was just, we break up, get back together.
Did you move on and start dating somebody else?
Now the ultrasound enters the chat. Ms. Smith started seeing another guy in early mid-October, then got told she was 3 months pregnant, which made her think the other man might be the father, until the math pointed back at Benjamin. Drama overload.
Seeing this and you're saying these are not just flirtatious text messages.
Yeah, you know, sending naked pictures, you know, trying to pose up, do a little posing.
Were you sending naked pictures to men, Miss Smith?
I don't even know what he's talking about. I really don't.
All right, so who were you with before you found out you were pregnant with Michael?
Well, I got pregnant around the end of August, early September with Michael. Around October, mid-October, early October, I did start seeing someone else.
Mr. Jamison fires back with the line of the day. How you gonna be pregnant for 11 months? Judge Lauren asks for the calendar, and here it is. The big item he says last sex was late July 20th, baby due June 8th, born April 16th, premature. The math melee begins.
Testifying is that when you got the ultrasound, it came back that you were 3 months pregnant.
Yeah, the baby.
So
Michael
when you
had
counted back, you felt like it wasn't this other guy's baby now.
exactly.
It was Mr. Jamison.
Yes,
Your Honor, how you gonna be pregnant for 11 months?
11 months.
That's a good question, Mr. Jamison. You submitted a calendar to the court.
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Ms. Smith counters with a dated photo. Another key item she swears conception night was September 9th, 2017, and she's got a picture to back it up. Benjamin says he remembers the date, but not the intimacy. That side-eye could power a small city.
That's the last time we had sex.
The baby's due date was June 8th.
June 8th. The baby came 2 months earlier.
I also,
2 months to 2 weeks?
2 months. The baby was born April 16th.
he was premature. That's what it was. He was premature. He was supposed to be due June 8th.
The full term date for them to be born was in June.
Right.
And that would have been 11 months after the last time you had sex with her.
That wasn't the
Right.
last time.
It
That was
was,
not.
Your
No,
Honor.
it was not.
I'm telling you.
Judge Lauren keeps it practical. Did you sign Michael's birth certificate? Benjamin. No, but he still helps with diapers and feedings. That's the complicated reality. Doubt and duty living in the same house.
One of his family members had a party. They had a party, and me and him both attended. That was around, I would say, early September when all that happened. He
Didn't
got
have
to,
sex.
Yes, he got to an altercation with someone, and we was trying to have intercourse around that time, and he couldn't do it.
Trying to have it is not the same
But it
thing.
did happen.
And here's a spicy paperwork moment. Benjamin literally brought an application to change the children's last name if the results aren't in his favor. Ms. Smith says deep down, he knows they're both his, but the courtroom vibe says, we'll see.
What's your relationship with Michael and Malachi? Do you have a relationship with them? They're 2 and 3 months. I mean, do you?
Well, yeah, I take care of them kids. I'll be there for them kids. I play with them, change their diapers, feed them. Whatever needs to be done, it just gets done.
Do you feel connected to them, like you're their father?
Not with Michael. Not with Michael.
What about Malachi?
Yeah, I do.
The arguing melts into honest feelings. Ms. Smith admits she wants the family together. Benjamin admits he loves her but can't live in doubt. Judge Lauren reads them both perfectly. Communication vacuum plus pain equals chaos with other men.
I mean, you are so emphatic when you say, you know these kids are yours, you know it, you know. But the truth is, he doesn't know it because you didn't know. You told the other guy you thought he was his.
Right, but then when I found out how far along our pregnant was, I came straight to Ben and I told him, I said, this is your baby. 3 months, but when I found out I was pregnant 3 months ago, I didn't know that guy.
Have you prepared yourself if one or both aren't his? Judge Lauren asks. Ms. Smith is adamant. She believes she's right. And with that, we get the envelope. Cue the drum roll. This room is holding its breath.
Like, why are you doing this?
I would love for our family to get worked out, like I said.
So it does matter to you?
It does. It really does. And if he's willing to work it out, that's all I'm saying. I would want to. I want my kids to have a father. I didn't have a dad like that. I didn't. I would want my kids to have their father.
You do?
Yeah.
And can I ask you this? Have you prepared yourself that if one of the children aren't his, or maybe both, have you prepared yourself of where you go from there?
Results for Malachi.
The next result is for Michael. In the case of Jamison versus Smith, when it comes to 3-month-old Michael Jamison, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Jamison, you are the father.
Thank you.
Results for Michael.
I'm happy.
What do you feel, Ms. Smith?
Because I'm tired of just going through so much with you. I'm serious, yo. We got 2 kids together, for real.
Just let it out. Just say how you feel. You don't have to hold it in. The truth is there now. All the mistakes.
I just wish he would just act right and just try to do, for the sake of them two. That's all I'm saying, for the sake of them two.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
Judge Lauren closes with tough love. Stop the self-sabotage. Talk to Dr. Jeff and build the family these babies deserve. No moralizing, just clarity. That gavel hits, and the truth finally has the room.
But I like that moment when you just said, I'm just tired, and just had to have yourself a cry, because it's okay to let it out. It has been obvious through this proceeding that she's done her damage and has contributed to this. But we know you have as well, and it really is about this dynamic, this relationship you all have. I always say you can't seek comfort under the covers.
Ms. Williams storms in ready for battle, accusing Mr. Glover of ducking dad duty while flexing his rapper bling. Judge Lake lays out the stakes: a 10-month-old named Ralph and a father who might be more stage than substance. Glover fires back that she's a groupie trying to cash in on his career. Oh, we're doing this today. Drama overload from second one.
Ms. Williams, you say you are furious that Mr. Glover is denying paternity of your 10-month-old son, Ralph. You claim Mr. Glover is an irresponsible man-child who would rather play mind games than be a father. And you intend to prove paternity today, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Glover brags he's a famous entertainer city to city, state to state, and Judge Lake jokes about the bling. But Ms. Williams isn't impressed. She says when he wants to run the streets, he starts fights and says the baby isn't his. Can anyone else feel the tension rising here?
He plays a lot of mind games, and when he wants to go out and do things,
hold on, one at a time.
When he wants to go out and be with other women and lie and cheat, then he starts to argue and say, well, hey, that's not my baby anyway, I don't have to sit around.
I want to understand the nature of your relationship. How did you two meet?
I was doing videos. I'm a famous entertainer, so I was doing videos in apartments that she was staying in, you know, so everybody know me around.
You a famous entertainer?
Yeah, I'm a famous entertainer, city to state, I'm everywhere.
Then the hook. Ms. Williams admits she had a sugar daddy taking care of her when Glover took her off the market. Glover pounces. She never cut him off. So why should he believe the baby is his? Talk about messy.
You knew you was for sure when you made him December 22nd. It was a planned thing.
All right.
You taught us so many.
Hold on. So I still haven't gotten to the nature of this relationship.
The nature of this relationship, when we first met, we were friends.
You were friends.
After he discovered that I was something that he wanted, he took me off the market knowing that I had a whole nother sugar daddy taking care of me.
Things got rocky quickly. Glover says while he was grieving, he heard she was chatting up other guys. Ms. Williams says he was the one playing mind games. You could cut this tension with a knife.
My dad and my ex-daddy died a day apart, right? So when my ex and my daddy died a day apart, I came to comfort her. I'm hearing so much stuff about her going on in the neighborhood. She was talking to this dude, that dude. I'm like, look, when I did find out she was pregnant, I'm like, it can't be my baby. She doing all these things and got sugar daddies and all that. Come on, be real with yourself.
And then, the infamous butt dial. Ms. Williams says the phone accidentally called with moans and groans loud and clear. Not the radio, sir. I mean, just look at his face. That reaction says it all. Money talk.
A monumental proportion. That's a naked butt dial.
But she
that's a naked butt dial. You absolutely correct.
She knew the type of person I was when she first met me, Your Honor. She knew I really wasn't no one-woman man. She knew that when she first met me.
You weren't a one-woman's man when I met you, but you wanted to be a one-woman's man once you found out what type of good woman I was. It's why you took me off the market, right?
How you was a good woman and you run around with several other different men?
Ms. Williams insists her sugar was business only. Glover laughs and says, no dude gives you $3,900 just to talk. Whew, the subtext is not subtle. She wants him to man up. He wants proof. Drama at its finest, folks.
You were having sex with other people then. You were back on the market doing what you want to do.
No, that's not correct. I wasn't having sex. I just got full time with my sugar daddy.
No dude don't give you no $3,900 just to be talking to you. And who wants you like that?
You knew he was giving me this $3,900. Insecure.
Hold on.
They reconcile, move, do doctor visits, and then suspicions creep back in. Ms. Williams says his insecurity exploded. He swears she was still entertaining options. Who's telling the truth?
You got back together and you found out you were pregnant.
Correct.
When you found out you were pregnant, you told him. You said, hey, Ralph, I'm pregnant. How did you tell him? Take me to that day.
I told him, no, he knew before me. He said, you know you pregnant. When I went to the doctor and found out, he was like, yeah, we gonna be a family. Oh, I hope it's a boy because he already got a daughter. So it went on. He was going to doctor visits. We moved out of town. We moved to a whole nother place to make our family work.
Glover claims she's trying to trap him for the shine. Ms. Williams shoots back. If anything, he's using the rap career to dodge responsibility. The crowd noise in my head is deafening.
Why are you so convinced?
Because when me and her, we started talking or whatever, but when we got back together, end up she left, and when she left and she came back, she started, you know, she just was always defensive about everything. She always had an attitude about everything. And then when she let me finish, when she came back, I was thinking like, it always rolled the back of my mind.
Witness time. Enter Rachel Nolan, Glover's sister. She testifies about a hotel meetup saying Ms. Williams popped out of the foyer looking distressed and, wait for it, points to a car she says belongs to the sugar daddy. Cue the drum roll.
And you are here because you have testimony regarding her relationship with this sugar daddy.
Baby. When it comes to a sugar daddy, a daddy ain't gonna be there unless you giving him some sugar.
That's incorrect.
Oh.
Ms. Williams says relax. He just paid over the phone because she'd rushed out without her card. Judge Lake pokes holes. So he pays, but never comes up? You can see Ms. Williams bracing for impact.
Now, so when she came out the front door, which is under this foyer, this is my vehicle. I then pulled under the foyer. Jaleesa got into the vehicle. We had a brisk talk. She was talking. She looked distressed, not stressed. Looked like she had just been roughhousing. So then, after she got her clothes off the back seat, she exited the vehicle very fast.
How close was that to conception? Judge presses. Glover blurts, she let me finish her the next day. The courtroom air just evaporates. Ms. Williams claps back. If he doubted so much, why throw the baby shower? Talk about receipts.
Because my debit card was left off
You can
at the
pay for a
house.
hotel over the phone with a debit card. He doesn't have to be there.
Me and Ralph was in an altercation. I left quick, fast, and in a hurry. I didn't have time to grab my debit card. It wasn't inside of my purse.
So it's your testimony that this sugar daddy was only there to help you get this room, but he never came up to the room and you were not intimate with him.
Correct.
Order in the court. Judge Lake scolds everyone for arguing instead of getting a test months ago. The kicker, Ralph III carries Glover's name, but Glover admits he spent 10 months wondering, is it not? Heartbreaking stuff.
You proceed with this.
My point exactly. I look at you like a sister, and I'm not finna step in y'all business and tell my brother something if I hadn't got correct facts with you. I'm not.
Well,
gonna
you
tell
shouldn't
him
have
nothing
never
off of
claimed him
assumption.
if
Keep
you
it
was in
real.
doubt.
You told me that I wasn't the father. Just be real. You told me.
Hold on.
But you
Let's
can
get
say
some
he wasn't
order.
yours and accuse me.
Let's get some order.
Now the gut punch. Ms. Williams admits she told him in February the baby wasn't his, out of anger and constant accusations. Glover signed the birth certificate anyway, but says her eyes screamed doubt. You could see both of them cracking.
Always stuck in the back of my mind. When she told me the baby was my baby, it's automatically stuck in the back of my mind.
She told you the baby wasn't yours?
She told me the baby
When was
wasn't
that?
mine. That's around the same time we was getting into it and all the stuff like that. Yeah.
I told him
around
that in
time.
February that it wasn't his baby.
And then my thing is,
Why did I tell him it wasn't his baby?
Why would you tell him
Because
it's not
every
his
day
baby?
he talking about when he want to leave the house, it's not his baby. So I told him, yeah, it's not your baby then.
Build the suspense, Judge asks. If this child isn't his, what then? Glover says he'd be destroyed. Ms. Williams still denies sleeping with the hotel man, and then Judge says the words we've been waiting for. I'm ready for the results.
In a situation that I ever been hurt before, like, and it's just being real about the whole situation.
So, Ms. Williams, you maintained throughout this hearing that you weren't intimate with anybody else.
Correct.
And so the fact that you were caught in a hotel with the other man there, you admit to all of that, but you still say, I didn't sleep with this man?
Correct, Your Honor.
Here it is, the moment we've all been waiting for. Judge Lake announces, we can all agree that this has been one hell of a roller coaster with these guys. I'm just glad that Judge Lauren is ready to announce the results. Now, who do you think the father of the child is? Well, let's find that out.
Glover III. It has been determined by this court. Mr. Glover, you are the father.
So where's my apology? Clap this apology on over this way. Come on, clap it, clap.
Imagine walking into paternity court certain a rare blood condition proves paternity. Ms. Clary says her son Gage's medical needs point straight to Mr. Asanto, who's now fighting $15,000 in child support. He swears he's not the father and claims bombshell evidence. Stakes sky high. Judge Lake sets the table. You can feel the tension already. Drama overload.
Ms. Clary, you are petitioning the court for a paternity test to prove to the defendant that he is the father of your son Gage, who has multiple medical needs. You say Mr. Asanto owes you $15,000 in child support, and you demand he pays you what he owes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right away, we dive into the money talk and that fateful signature. Judge Lake presses, he owes nearly $15,000. And yep, he did sign the birth certificate. He says she roped him into it. She says he believed he was the dad. I mean, just look at his vibe. Defensive city. Things got rocky quickly.
So, Mr. Asinato, I have to ask you, you owe $15,000
Your
in
Honor,
child
there's
support?
no way that I owe $15,000 on a child that's not
He
mine.
signed the birth certificate.
She's basically roped me into signing a birth certificate for a child that she told me that was mine and has taken me to court for child support. I've paid almost $15,000 in child support.
So you admit you do owe the child support?
Not on a child that's not mine.
Then, plot twist. Their relationship wasn't neat. He says she was married. She says both were separated. It's messy neighbor next door energy, with timelines and living arrangements blurring together. You could cut this tension with a knife. Judge Lake tries to pin down what this was, and it's giving situationship.
You thought you were exclusively together, girlfriend, boyfriend, committed?
No, ma'am. She was married at the time.
Your Honor, no, when we first met, we both were married. When we both met, we were separated. I wasn't with my husband for a year and a half whenever I
Your Honor,
got to see
that's
my
not
son.
true.
Take me back. Let me understand this relationship. When you met, you both were married.
I was separated from my wife and I moved into a townhouse.
We jump to the receipts fight. He complains the support is too high. She claps back with payment records and a jaw-dropping insult he allegedly hurled when she asked for diaper money. Yikes. Judge Lake's face says, "Sir, really?" Talk about messy.
The first year I was at my job working in the oil field, it was $1,026 a month for one child. One child, okay?
But you know, Your Honor,
I'm not an NBA player. I'm not a movie star. I work in the oil
$125 a week.
field. Anyways, regardless of that, she's
Because
always
he
making
quit his job.
accusations that I'm a deadbeat. I don't pay
He
my
is a
child support
deadbeat.
payments.
He
You
don't
can see
pay-
on that
he
paper
just started in the last
that you
6
can see
months
I've
because
made
I got
all
it
my
tied back
payments
up in
except
court.
for that
Last
first
year, I
8
got it back in
months.
court.
Judge Lake pivots. When did the doubt set in? He points to Gage's early medical issues, colic, ear infections, and claims nothing like that runs in his family. She fires right back that he barely showed up. The courtroom air gets heavy. Everyone's bracing for the medical evidence bomb.
When did your doubt set in and why?
Gage had a lot of medical problems when he was a baby. He had colic, he had ear infections, he had multiple problems. He had
2 weeks in the hospital. Mr. Asinato never once called, never once showed up. He called maybe twice the 2 weeks.
I have a 20-year-old son, okay?
And here it comes, thalassemia. Ms. Clary testifies it's a genetic blood disorder linked to Mediterranean ancestry. Mr. Asanto is full-blooded Italian, she says. Judge Lake demands the paperwork. Ms. Clary hands over evidence. If true, this is huge. Cue the drum roll.
My son has thalassemia, which is a medical condition that comes from Italy. It's a Mediterranean descent. He is full-blooded Italian. I'm Native American.
Hold on, Miss Clary, go back and explain this to me. Your son has a medical issue that he deals with called
thalassemia.
Thalassemia.
And it's an inherited, it's a genetic blood disorder, and it comes from people of the Mediterranean.
You brought evidence to explain that, Jerome? Please hand that to me.
Todd is full-blooded Italian.
What evidence is that? She prints it up off of online? Really? Is that
And
evidence?
this is what I do.
Thalassemia.
We're fighting, all of a sudden my son's not his.
But Mr. Asanto brings technology. He submits an app analysis showing Gage looks 68.3% like him and 31.7% like Ms. Clary. He even jokes the app would match Gage with a random audience member. Sir, please. The confidence is wild. The judge's eyebrow is doing gymnastics.
Submit photos, you put them in this app, and then the app will calculate the percentage of likeness, meaning this one determined that Gage looked 68.3%
of me.
Like his father.
Yes, ma'am.
And 31%.
And then 31.7% like you.
Ms. Clary isn't laughing. Her voice cracks. She loved this man, and now their son is caught in the crossfire. She insists the only reason she agreed to court is their child, not money. Our son is the one suffering. Heartbreaking stuff. Can someone pass the tissues?
Alley cat out of a tuna dinner. I mean, he's very charming. He's very, he's gonna make you believe anything you want to believe. I loved you for some stupid reason.
Regardless, Your Honor, this is what's come to the
only
point
thing
of
is
this.
our son is the one that's suffering. The only reason I agreed to this is because my son is 4. Now he wants to do this because of child support.
She pushes harder. I want this for medicine. If Gage ever needs blood or an organ, they must know the biological father. That line lands like a punch. Even Mr. Asanto admits he loves the boy. So why are we here? Because biology matters in emergencies, she says. Drama at its finest, folks.
And then now he wants to do this. Gage knows him as his daddy.
And this is really upsetting to you because you feel that it's about money.
Yes, Your Honor.
You don't believe it's about Gage.
Yes, Your Honor, exactly.
And you believe Gage is hurting because of this.
Exactly.
Because in his mind, that's his daddy.
Exactly, that's his daddy.
So what is your relationship like with Gage?
Oh, I love him. He's my little man.
Then why are we
do
here?
anything for him. I'm here because if that child gets sick and he needs something, and a organ or blood or whatever, I'm not his biological father.
You are his biological father.
Judge Lake steps in with the law. When you sign the birth certificate, you become the legal father. That support money isn't abstract. It funds a child's life. You can see Mr. Asanto wrestling with the weight of that signature while insisting biology should decide future medical needs.
I do not. He denied him in front of me.
Let me ask you this though, Mr. Asanato, and I understand if you're not Gabe's biological father, I of course understand why you would say you'd prefer not to be paying child support for a child that isn't yours. But you do understand that the care that you provide, the financial support you provide is an important part.
Absolutely.
Of his quality of life.
And
legally, you've signed his birth certificate. So on his birth certificate, when he looks at the name, that's you.
Exactly, Your Honor.
But that should be up to me.
The emotions peak. Ms. Clary pleads about how Gage knows him as daddy, and he calls the boy his little me. Then, wham! Judge Lake signals it's time. You can feel the entire room hold its breath. I mean, just look at their faces. Cue the drum roll.
Clary versus Asanato. When it comes to 4-year-old Gage Asanato, Mr. Asanato, you are not his father.
I did not sleep with anyone else. I slept with somebody 2 months prior.
DNA results. Judge Lake reads the envelope. Here it is, the moment we've all been waiting for. Judge Lake announces, "We can all agree that this has been one hell of a roller coaster with these guys. I'm just glad that Judge Lauren is ready to announce the results. Now, who do you think the father of the child is? Well, let's find that out."
Miss Clary, you had me convinced.
Your Honor, it was 2 months before.
We say in this courtroom, plaintiffs lie, defendants lie. But the DNA, it doesn't lie. It doesn't.
Again, I do not see anyone.
Aftermath is raw. Ms. Clary insists she didn't cheat during the conception window. He vows to love the child regardless. Judge Lake delivers that classic line. Plaintiffs lie, defendants lie, but the DNA doesn't lie. It's a sober, heavy finish and a reminder that truth cuts deep.
That doesn't change anything for me or that child. It needed to be put on paper. I love him to death. I'd do anything for that little boy. I'd give up everything, and he will always have a father regardless who it is.
Thank you for that, Mr. Asanato. Miss Clary, you have the opportunity while he's still young to figure this out for him, figure out who his biological father is, find him, take the test, let him know, let him get involved. Mr. Asanato says he'll still be involved, and he's young enough that he can accept this.